It was 2 a.m. in the gleaming glass tower of Everglow Industries, the kind of company everyone in New York dreamed of working for. And almost no one ever met its mysterious CEO, Lydia Hartman. She was young, brilliant, and the kind of billionaire people whispered about in business schools and boardrooms alike. But that night, Lydia wasn't the sharp, confident executive the world knew. She sat slumped on the leather couch in her private office, exhausted after a 17-hour day. Her mind was a storm. Profits were falling, employees were leaving, and for the first time in her career, she felt like she was failing. As she rubbed her temples, her eyes caught the faint reflection of Michael, the night janitor, mopping the marble floors outside her glass wall. He was in his late 50s, hair graying at the sides, moving slowly but with quiet precision. He didn't know she was watching. Then a thought struck her, impulsive, maybe even unfair, but Lydia had been burned too many times. Too many people pretended to care about her only because of her title, her money. She wanted to see, for once, if someone would do the right thing when nobody was looking. So, she leaned back, closed her eyes, and pretended to fall asleep. 15 minutes passed. The office was silent except for the soft hum of the AC and the faint squeak of the mop. Michael glanced up and noticed Lydia lying there. He hesitated, unsure if she was asleep, unwell, or just resting. He put down his mop and walked closer, gently knocking on the glass door. Ms. Hartman. No answer. He frowned, then quietly stepped inside. Mum, are you okay? Still nothing. For a second he thought about leaving. It wasn't his place. But something in him, maybe the same part that stayed loyal through years of quiet struggles, wouldn't let him walk away. He fetched a blanket from the break room, the one the security guards used during long shifts, and carefully draped it over Lydia's shoulders. Then, he noticed her phone about to slip from her hand. Instead of pocketing it or ignoring it, he gently set it on the desk and adjusted the chair so she wouldn't fall. Finally, he turned off the harsh overhead light, leaving only the soft glow of the city through the window. And as he left, Lydia heard him whisper to himself, "Everyone needs rest, even the ones who run the world." When the elevator doors closed, Lydia opened her eyes. Her heart felt heavy and warm. No one had done something that kind for her in years. Not her board members, not her so-called friends, not even her fiancé, who'd left months ago when her company's value dropped. Just a janitor. A man who could have ignored her, who could have taken advantage, but instead chose kindness. The next morning, Michael came in early, as usual. But when he entered the top floor, something was different. A breakfast spread was laid out. Coffee, pastries, fruit, and Lydia herself was there, smiling. "Morning, Michael," she said softly. He froze, unsure how to react. "Oh, good morning, Miss Hartman. Hope I didn't." "You did everything right," she interrupted. "Last night I was testing something, or maybe testing myself. Either way, I saw what you did, and I wanted to thank you." He blinked, confused. "I was just doing my job, ma'am." "No," Lydia said. "You were being human, and that's rarer than any skill on a railway summit." Over the next few weeks, Lydia couldn't get Michael's quiet integrity out of her mind. She started walking the late night halls more often, talking to the cleaning staff, the guards, the people she used to pass without seeing. She learned their stories: single parents, immigrants, veterans, people working 2 jobs just to make ends meet. And she realized something profound. Her company didn't just run on investors and executives. It ran on people like Michael. One morning, she called an emergency staff meeting. The boardroom was packed with vice presidents and department heads, whispering nervously. Lydia stood at the head of the table. "From today," she began, "Everglow will launch a new program. Full health care, education support, and performance bonuses for every maintenance and service employee. No exceptions." There was silence. Then applause. Later that day, she found Michael again, still mopping the same hallway. "Michael," she said with a grin, "how do you feel about leading our new employee care initiative?" He dropped his mop, wide. "Me? But I'm just the janitor?" "Not anymore," Lydia said. "You're the reason this company is changing." The months later, Everglow Industries became known not just for innovation, but for compassion. Media outlets ran headlines like, "The CEO who learned leadership from a janitor." But to Lydia, it wasn't a publicity win, it was personal. One night, she passed by that same glass hallway. Michael was there again, organizing supplies for the new team he now managed. She paused and said, "You know, I thought pretending to sleep would show me who you were. but it ended up showing me who I want to be." He smiled. "Sometimes, ma'am, it takes closing your eyes to finally see what matters." And for the first time in years, Lydia laughed, a real, unguarded laugh. Because in a world obsessed with power, profit, and prestige, she finally understood the quiet truth: greatness isn't measured by how high you rise, but by how deeply you care. Sometimes, the people society overlooks hold the greatest lessons in humanity. And when you lead with kindness, you don't just change lives, you change the world.